you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
You know, since he ain't had a lot of he had a lot of a lot of laughter there. I guess I have to pass it to him for real. So Cowboys coach and the Eagles head coach seemingly both keeping their jobs. You know, we got on this podcast. We said that I hope I'm not missing his name. This is McCarthy, right? You know, we got out here and we said, you know, if he comes into the playoffs and lays an egg against Green Bay, he's got to be out of there. All right.
I thought it was Super Bowl or bust. Make it to the Super Bowl or bust for him this year.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and Jerry Jones, he's telling us otherwise. All right. So, what do we think about that?
No, Jerry Jones he's thorough, dude. Like, he says all he cares about is the Super Bowl, and he goes out first round. You have to make a change. Like,
dude, he says the same like sap story every single year. Like, I feel like when I saw his clip, like post game press conference or whatever, like I swear it was the exact same thing as the year before. Like, it is every year. He's just like, oh, we just have to do better. This is a disgrace to the team, to the city, blah blah blah. Like, and they don't want to make any sweeping changes. They just want to rock with their guns, hope they can win another division again, and then lose in the first round yet again.
And you know the first change that's going to happen, right? It's going to be Dak. It's not going to be Mike McCarthy, which is the crazy thing because it should. No,
I think
it will be.
I don't think they're going to make a change with Dak. Like, I don't think they would keep. It would probably be get rid of both of them or keep both of them as well. Like, you're not going to get rid of McCarthy.
I mean, he kept when he fired what's his name? He kept Tony Romo for a little bit until Dak came. I'm just saying, like, what's his name? Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was there for a minute. Like, he was losing.
Garrett was there for a long time, but Jason Garrett was there with Dak too.
Huh?
Jason Garrett was there for Dak too.
Yeah, I'm just saying when he had Romo, like he didn't take out Romo, or he took out Romo before he took out.
You're saying Garrett. He's going to be more loyal to the coach than the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so, I don't think that's right though.
He was then. I don't think that he will be again.
Why not?
I don't think. I think that, in my opinion, I think McCarthy was more of an issue on Sunday than Dak was. I mean, and that may be a hot take. I don't know, like, what people are saying. I mean, you know, the narrative's always going to be Dak sucks. Dak sucks. Dak sucks. Dak sucks. That's what we've been hearing. He sucks.
I mean, I don't think Dak had an amazing game. Of course,
he didn't play that well.
It was average until the end. Like, obviously, the stats look better than how the game went. Of course, right.
but I remember, like, I got on the podcast a week ago, and I said, if the Cowboys lose to the Packers, it's because Mike McCarthy got smashed in the coaching battle by LaFleur. That's what I said. I said that's the way they're going to lose this game, if he gets dominated. And I think that happened in a worse fashion than I ever thought it would. I thought the Cowboys were going to win. In my opinion, if the Cowboys had played their game, had played the way they've been playing all season, and yes, I get it's the playoffs, different circumstances, players choke. I don't think that was the issue on Sunday. I don't think they were prepared to play number one. Number two, I said this at the beginning of the game. I was texting y'all. The way how conservative he came out, I think they lost the game before they ever got into it. The game was over. It wasn't over, but the game was in grave danger after the second drive. 2 drives in, and I think the Cowboys offense, number one offense in the NFL, ran 6 plays.
Yeah.
Well, we have to be fair here. Like,
that can't happen, bro.
No, we have to be fair. This dude Dak essentially threw 2 pick sixes. Like, you can't, as a coach, you can't come back from that.
I mean, at that point, it was already 21-0, wasn't it? Or 21-.
Yeah,
21-0.
No, it was 14-0 when he threw his first pick, I think.
That wasn't Dak's fault. That pick, the Brandon
was
Cooks,
a hell of a play.
That wasn't Dak's fault. Like, I blame the receiver way more than I blame Dak. Number one,
it doesn't matter, dude.
It
doesn't matter who's
looking at the result and not what actually went into it. Like he
mean,
threw the ball on a whip route. Brandon Cooks ran a whip route, and Jair's outside of him. The ball's inside. How do you get beat to the inside by the corner?
Julian, that happens all the time in football. Like that happened to
But that's not on Dak.
The quarterback's fault. He threw the ball. He threw the ball where it needed to.
That's not what
got out competed.
That's not what I heard when Jalen threw that against the Seahawks and Jordan Love, or not Jordan Love, whatever Love on the Seahawks, the safety.
Julian Love, you mean?
Yeah, Julian Love.
That wasn't out competed. He just threw a prayer. Jalen, wait. I have a question. Are you talking about the go ball on the
I'm talking about when he held him. No, I'm not talking about the go ball.
Which one are you talking about?
When he held this doesn't matter. The point is
you got to do a film study after this.
The point is Dak was as much to blame as McCarthy. We have to be honest.
He didn't play great, but I don't think he was the issue at all.
He threw 2 pick sixes.
Bro, I just told you the first pick wasn't his fault.
I'm saying that. It doesn't matter if it wasn't his fault. He did it. Like it happened.
Nah, I remember the play.
Any sense, bro.
I remember the play.
The pick six that Darnell Savage got, like he was definitely trying to force feed CD the ball there.
That was his fault. That was his fault. Whatever. Like I said, though, at that point you're pressing. The game's
it was 20. Yeah, it was
21-0. The game's 3 scores at that point.
All right, we pick and choose. We pick and choose what interceptions are whose fault. It's cool though.
I've always said there's context in interceptions. Like I'm a
supporter. You didn't say that this year.
I'm a supporter of Jameis. I said you're turnover prone. That's what I said about the Eagles. I like Jalen Hurts. You know that. Don't try to paint me as a Jalen Hurts hater. And you know I've always been a Jalen Hurts supporter.
You said Jalen turns the ball over too much. He throws too many.
He did.
And I'm telling you, those weren't his fault. Just like you're telling me,
there's a lot of them that were his fault though.
Okay, tip passes. Those are his fault.
No, bro. There's a lot of picks that there's a lot of things that he did that cost them games. Or not games, but put you in trouble.
Okay, whatever. Like 4 of them. But
let's talk about Eagles.
Dak's interception in the playoffs, it wasn't his fault. You're right. Pick 6.
One of them wasn't. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. Never Dak's fault. It's always someone else.
He's a Dak fan. What can you expect?
You're funny because like it's not just me who says that. Like if you look at just search the interception up. Go search it up on Google. Search it up on Twitter. I remember who said it.
Dude, I'm a Packers fan and definitely a Cowboys hater. Like the first pick where Jair, that was just a hell of a play on the ball. Like
I don't care if it was a hell of a play. It happened. He threw a pick.
Yeah,
correct.
I agree.
You're right. You're right. He threw a pick for sure.
I agree.
And then he threw another one.
Both can be true though.
Like Shannon Sharp's been saying, like freaking turnovers in the playoffs are worth double. So it's less than ideal for sure.
Definitely hurt.
Where did you want him to throw the ball, Ian? I just want to know.
No, I just remember Dak wasn't turnover prone the whole year, but when it mattered the most.
What?
Yeah,
I just before we get to
you're right.
You're setting yourself up right now because you see your coach right there. He's on the right side of the screen. So we're about to get to your team, and now I'm gonna pile on. I'm not gonna lie. These ones are gonna hurt. Okay, your team's on the right side. I don't even care about the Cowboys. I don't care at all.
You're a Dak fan though. You should.
No, I'm not. Your team is on the right side. So we're about to get to you next.
I'm ready.
I just want to know. I just want to know what narrative are you trying to push? What are you trying to push?
About Dak?
AJ Brown wasn't there. That's why they lost.
What are you talking about?
You're trying to compare Dak and Jalen. I don't get it. Why do we care?
I was talking about how his interceptions are not always his fault. That's true. I'll actually go back because I have time today. I'll go back and look at his interceptions and I'll show you. Most of them were not his fault. Okay.
I watched a lot of Eagles games.
You didn't watch most of his turnovers, obviously, just the way that you talked about him.
I wasn't just talking about
fumbles. I fumbled the ball a lot. Fumbles, but the interceptions were the most of the problem, dude. Yes or no?
Did he not have double digit? Like he almost fumbled 10 times.
But he recovered most of them. That's not the point. That's not a turnover.
I'm saying ball security was an issue. Yes or no?
So now we're changing it.
Turnovers and ball security. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's all the same.
No, it is not.
Move on.
The ball is not a turnover.
Move on. Let's talk about Philly.
I'm stupid.
Let's talk about Philly.
We definitely got to talk
Like,
about
that's just
Philly.
silly.
I mean, I got to ask the Philly fan, though. So, are you confident in your head coach moving forward?
I'm confident in his ability to lead us. Like he's definitely been our head coach these past 3 years. He's gotten us to the playoffs. I've definitely felt good every year going into the playoffs. Things just happen. But it's the coordinators, I think. I don't know what's so funny. Like, I think it's the coordinators. Like, it's definitely wasn't his fault that our defense was playing so poorly. It might have been his fault that he changed coordinators in the middle of the season, which I don't know why he did. Just because we were giving up 35 points to the Bills and Chiefs. Like, I mean, those are great quarterbacks. Like, that's going to happen. Cowboys, like, that's going to happen. Like, I thought, like, he was making too many rash decisions. Like, his decision-making is what I'm trying to say is not the best, but I think he's a great leader is what I think. So I think if he makes great choices this offseason for coordinators, he should be good. Yes or no?
So after that alphabet soup, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna just let Julian go. I'll just
So
let
after
Julian
that
go.
alphabet
Y'all got nothing to say. Like, what did I say wrong?
Yeah, Julian, you go ahead, man.
All right, let's just address this topic by topic. So, all right, your first point. It wasn't his fault. That's what you said, right? It wasn't his fault.
I said it wasn't his fault. Our defense was playing so bad. Yes.
The team as a whole is his fault. That's what he's responsible for, correct?
I said our defense.
I'm asking you a question. Is he responsible for? Okay.
Yes, he's responsible for the
so
team.
You don't think that it was an epic failure of a season for you to lose 6 out of your last 7 games? You collapsed for 2 months in a row, and it was a free fall. It was a free fall. You were at the top of the league, and you crashed and burned and lost to the worst division in football. You just lost to the Bucs in the playoffs, and you got blown out. That was your second to worst loss in franchise history in the playoffs.
Cool. Like,
okay?
What does that mean? We didn't have our best player.
That was an epic failure. That was an epic failure.
We didn't have our best player, so
I don't care.
Move on from that game. Like,
you got blown out.
What's your point?
What do you mean move on from that game?
That was our. We didn't have our best player. That's like the Falcons not having Julio Jones.
Do you want me to address the other 5 games that you lost out of the last 6?
Dude, about what?
You lost to the Cowboys. You lost to the Cowboys. You got blown out, right? But the Cowboys suck. Dak sucks, right? But you got blown out by that. For the division, you got blown out. Listen,
that said he sucks, and we already beat them.
You got beat by the Cardinals. That's
our defense played poorly.
A bottom 3 worst team in the league.
Our defense played poorly. Yep.
You got smashed by the Giants.
Dude,
don't tell me it didn't matter because you played your starters down by 3 scores.
We didn't.
And you had a chance to clinch home field. You had a chance to clinch home field, and you got blown out when your starters were playing. Yes, you did. Because wait, just listen. Don't tell me you didn't play your starters. Just 1 week ago, you said, "I blame Nick Sirianni for putting our starters out there," and they got hurt, right? You told me that a week ago.
So AJ Brown and
didn't play your starters, but they got hurt in the game.
We played a few of our starters.
Huh?
We played a few of our starters.
Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. If you're not trying to win the football game, like
we were going to try to compete.
You went out there to lose, and you play your starting quarterback.
I didn't say we went out there to
hurt all year,
but we tried to compete in the first half
all year.
Dude, once our players got hurt, which was the second quarter,
you were getting blown out though. You were getting blown out.
If 14-0 is getting blown out, I guess we got blown out.
3 scores. You were losing by 3 scores with Jalen. Jalen was in the game when you were
losing. Jalen. AJ Brown got hurt in the second quarter.
Jalen is a quarterback, bro. Don't act like you're not trying to win the game.
Okay, name a wide receiver who was playing then.
What are you talking about?
Name a wide receiver who was playing when AJ Brown got
lost. Yes, you lost AJ Brown.
Name a receiver.
You think I don't know the receivers on the Eagles?
No, just name it. I want you to.
Julio Jones.
Okay, there you go.
What do you mean? There you go.
Jalen Hurts had 40-year-old Julio Jones. What do you want him to do?
Listen, this is beside the point, though. Drew, who else they lost to?
I'm not even going to pull the complete list up. You lost 6 of your last 7 games. It was an epic failure of a season. You crashed and burned, and I think a lot of the blame goes to your coach. And I don't like you making excuses for him. This doesn't make any sense for me, right? You said it's probably the coordinator's fault. How can we give him credit, right? We give him credit when the team has success. I said it was the coordinator's reason. It was because of the coordinators that y'all were a good team. You had an elite play caller, Shane Steichen. He's proven to be elite. He went to a different team this year. He lost his starting quarterback, and they still one game away from making the playoffs. The Colts, Gardner Minshew, he almost brought them to the playoffs. That happened. That's first-year head coach.
They've been
You lost him.
They've been in the playoffs multiple years. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. They have. Like, they went to the playoffs with Phillip Rivers, dude. What are we talking about?
Ian.
They went
Did
to
you see the Colts?
Phillip Rivers.
Did you see the state of the Colts when he went there? And that was a
They're
playoff
the
team?
same team.
Bro, they didn't have Jonathan Taylor for half the season this year, and they lost their quarterback.
It's the same team, dude.
For sure. Same team.
It
Anyway.
is.
You're not. That's not.
They actually had a rookie Michael Pittman on that team, and they went to the playoffs. They're better, actually.
They're better with Gardner Minshew.
Dude, it was 40-year-old Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
Yes, they are better. Gardner Minshew was better than that Phillip Rivers. Yes.
Okay. We can go ahead and downplay what Shane Steichen just did this year. Shane
Okay,
Steichen,
not make the playoffs. Cool, yeah. Downplay.
he didn't have a good coaching job. That wasn't a good coaching job.
He didn't make the playoffs. Stop saying that.
Okay. All right. Let's focus on Shane Steichen with the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was very good for y'all. Yes or no?
Yes, he was very elite.
Okay. Your defensive coordinator. What was his name? Jonathan Gannon.
Yes.
Right? Where is he now? He's also a head coach somewhere else.
The
He
Cardinals.
beat your ass this year. That
Yeah,
happened.
he's
Also.
not very good.
I want you to know that he came back and whooped y'all's
Yeah,
ass.
but he's not a very good defensive coordinator, is he?
What?
We scored 31 points.
Okay,
That's his job.
He has no talent on that team. They're selling. That team was sellers at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
They beat the Cowboys.
And they beat you too.
And they beat y'all.
They beat the Cowboys is what I'm saying.
Congrats. Congrats.
With
to them. They
no
have-
QB. No QB, but they have no talent. You're right. Keep going.
Okay, you tell me you name 5 players in the Cardinals defense for me.
Why do I have to name their defense? Their defense was terrible.
I thought you said that he wasn't a good coordinator. You scored 31, but he had a bunch of talent, right?
I'm not talking about on his defense. I'm talking about his team. That's why his team scored 35 points.
You see the backpedal. Y'all see this?
Backpedal.
I think the disconnect has been revealed.
There's
Yeah,
a
so
major disconnect. This man on the right side of the screen is a product of his play callers, as some coaches are.
What?
But I don't think it's fair to give him all the credit when y'all are good, and then this year you just blame Brian Johnson, Sean Desai, and Patricia. I don't think that's fair.
So, Drew, you think they need a new head coach?
If I was them and I could go, if I had access to a Bill Belichick, immediately.
Obviously, I would want Bill Belichick
immediately. And this guy, like, I don't know. I think they like him because of his attitude or whatever, but he's an interesting character. Like, you remember the clip's been going viral of him in the Super Bowl last year talking junk to Patrick Mahomes, and then Patrick Mahomes proceeded to defeat y'all. But you remember that, and Jalen Hurts told him to cut it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you can't
he's childish for sure.
Yeah, you can't be immature as a head coach. Like, that's not a good look.
He's young, yeah. I mean,
And he doesn't call plays.
Dude,
So, like, what is
he
the
did his first year.
Don't use the he's young narrative. Like
He called plays when he got us to the playoffs his first year. So
Okay.
I mean, I guess
What
he's
is he-
terrible at his job
here
though.
for? Why didn't he call plays this year? If he's a good play caller,
Because he thought he could trust his OC like he did when we went to the Super Bowl.
that means that he
Whole
sucks.
season.
Man, if he thought he could trust his OC, he sucks. Because we
What?
watched it all season. We
Dude,
watched
all I said was his choices were bad. I agreed that him making a choice to get these OCs and these DCs was bad.
So you don't think that do you think he deserves to be fired? Yes or no?
I think he deserved. No, he got to the playoffs 3 years in a row. What coach? What coach
So
gets
what
fired
did-
after that?
We just talked about Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, we sure did.
Mike McCarthy has never been to a Super. He hasn't been to a Super Bowl in the Cowboys. What are we talking
I
about?
just told you. I think that this guy got carried to the Super Bowl by his play callers.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Is that terrible?
If anything, he got
Hey.
players.
I mean, both. But
both can
I
be
think his
true.
play callers made a huge impact. And I told you that week 1.
Dude, name one head coach that didn't have an elite roster and went to the Super Bowl. I want to know. Or elite coaches.
Yeah,
Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's for every team. You just like to
That's how
nitpick.
football works. That's how
Okay,
football
so what
works.
are we talking about? That's how football works. Exactly.
What are you talking about?
You're talking about he gets carried by his OCs and DC. That means
I don't think he personally is a good coach.
But he got us to a. You have to realize he got us to a playoff with a terrible offensive roster, dude. There were
a good defense, right?
I guess our defense was okay that year.
Was this one question? Was this when the NFC East was terrible?
No, this is when the Cowboys won 13 or 14 games.
Was it?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Was that okay? Yeah, that's probably true. That was Mike McCarthy's first year,
Cowboys
right?
Like
that was McCarthy's first year. I think so.
I'm sure something like that.
Think it was
or second.
The point is, making my final point. No, I don't think that guy's a good coach at all.
A coach who gets a team to a playoff with a elite team in their division is a bad coach.
You had a lot of talent though, and you underachieved.
Oh my God, we had a lot of talent.
Okay, all right. Hold, wait. Miles, I need to hear from you. Are you firing the Eagles head coach, or then we got to move on?
Yes, because there's better people on the market. So like, yes, he should probably go.
I agree with that.
I don't know. Like all this coach talk, like we can have fun with that, but like, why we haven't even talked about the product on the field last week. Like we haven't really spoken about that, which was just poor football.
It was poor defense. I told you, our defense
and offense.
In offense,
we have our best player.
I don't care. I don't care.
Hey,
I don't care.
No team in the playoffs is playing well without their best player. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. That's a fact. Period. So
the Ravens are about to play. Okay, the Ravens are about to play.
Listen, I'm glad Lamar's the best player on that offense, so we can move on.
Oh, you don't? You thought AJ Brown's the best complete player on your team?
On God, he is. So we can move on.
Okay. Oh. I didn't know you thought that. I didn't know. Okay. Wow. I didn't think
are we ridiculous? He
said I thought you would say Jalen Hurts as you think he's a top 3, top 4 quarterback in the NFL. I thought you would say him.
I never said top 4.
Okay.
I said top 5.
Oh yeah, big difference.
There is.
That take 5, man.
No, you told me that he was as good as Lamar Jackson on the pod.
I said he's as talented. I never said he's
you didn't.
Football. I'm glad I did.
Okay. And he's on everything. He's not near as talented. Not even close. But
got to the Super Bowl. Yep, Lamar never got to the Super Bowl, and Jalen has. So
you would have walked to the Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson last year and won by 30. You'd have won by the Super Bowl by 30 if you had Lamar Jackson.
And Jalen was in the Super Bowl and had the best Super Bowl ever. But
you had the best roster in the NFL. I like Jalen, but that's a disrespect.
And Lamar has had a good defense in his whole career, so it doesn't matter.
No.